Hi, my name is Rose Reevely and I am a Vedic astrologer, and I'm here today talking about a big move by the planet Saturn. This is really exciting for everyone. Okay, so before we get started, please remember to subscribe and like my video. Okay, thanks. All right, it's kind of like a cosmic conspiracy, right? Because today, Saturn, the planet of focus, the planet of determination, the planet that's called the taskmaster, okay, that sounds serious. And it is, right? These are qualities of Saturn. So this planet moves very slow through the signs, okay? But it makes really big changes over time. So it's known as the taskmaster, and it's moving from Sagittarius, the sign of Sag, to Capricorn. The big thing about this is going to promote the best qualities of Saturn. And we'll get into that for each of the signs too. Saturn is, well, first of all, Capricorn is an earth sign. And as Saturn moves into Capricorn, you're going to see everyone's focus will change. This will absolutely change the focus and can change the path of people. Now, Saturn moves very slow, so it's not that lightning bolt effect that you might get if Mars or Mercury were involved in transiting over a personal planet, because Saturn is just very slow and steady. So for the next 36 months, it's going to go through the sign of Capricorn. It rules Capricorn, so this makes it so incredibly powerful. And then also we have a new moon on the same day, and it kind of feels like a cosmic conspiracy, right? The moon is moving, Saturn is moving, and they're both moving into Capricorn. So we're going to have a lot of energy in the sign of Capricorn because new moons are always conjunct the sun. So that we have the new moon, we have the sun, and then we have Saturn, and then Mercury. So this really bolsters the sign of Capricorn. Let's take a look at the transit and really what it means, and in terms of how we can use it, because that's why we want to know astrology, right? So how can this transit help me, help move my life forward? Saturn really is always looking out for our highest good, although we don't experience it that way, because often, and in the sign of Sagittarius, it's possible that you experienced it in mixed ways. And one of those mixed ways could be through restrictions or roadblocks, or maybe you felt like you just couldn't get whatever it was done. You couldn't move forward with your project, whatever that was. But let me explain to you what Saturn favors. Saturn likes hard work, and many of you, I know that you've been doing that. And Saturn prefers that we take responsibility in our life, in all areas of our life, right? Not just work, not just our career, but our finances, our home life, our parenting, whatever, every aspect of your life. Saturn wants us to step it up a notch and pay attention. So it likes organization. This makes sense. And many of you, and I've been talking to some of you who are saying, I've been cleaning out the clutter, I've been cleaning out my closet, I've been cleaning out my home, I've been donating a lot. And that is very much a Saturn quality. Saturn wants us to move things out that are, to get rid of the clutter, to simplify, to organize. And so this is really good in any area. This could be your desk even, right? You just clean out your desk and find there's all kinds of things in there that you don't really need that are taking up space. So Saturn likes you to be serious and practical. It promotes, you know, a kind of a shrewdness in our business dealings, for sure, right? And streamlining things in our lives, really this really helps us to move our life forward when we get rid of the things that we don't need anymore. You know, Saturn rules concrete. Wow, think about that for a minute. So what does that tell us? What does Saturn ruling concrete says? That Saturn is involved in foundations. Saturn prefers a very strong and powerful, a foundation that has no cracks, right? It's a strong and steady foundation. So this is how Saturn can help all of us now. It is whatever house that it's going through for us, it's helping us to set up a strong foundation, one that will have no cracks. And also Saturn rules legacies. So if you are someone who is, you may be thinking about, you know what, I want to do something that is so incredible that I leave it behind for my children or my friends or my family, whoever. You can do that now because Saturn is transiting through the sign of Capricorn for the next 36 months. So you're going to have 3 years to build that strong foundation. You know, Saturn really, truly helps us to get it together, right? So wherever it is in our life that we haven't had it together, know now that you are having the opportunity, and that is Jupiter. Jupiter brings the opportunity. And Jupiter will enter Capricorn later at the end of March. But right now, Saturn going in to Capricorn is going to help you get really focused. In astrology, Saturn has quite a few names that tip us off gives us clues as to what, you know, Saturn is, the kind of energy that Saturn works on. And so I just mentioned taskmaster, which we know Saturn likes hard work, right? So it's also called the karmic indicator, where it is in your chart natally, is where you will really need to apply special attention. For instance, if you have Saturn in the 3rd house, that's your siblings, and you may need to work on that relationship. You may need to really extend a hand to your siblings in some way, but it will say that there is some karmic debt there that needs to be addressed in this lifetime with your siblings. Because Saturn is a planet of past life. It deals with our past. And being the karmic indicator, right, we're bringing debts from another life into this life that can be addressed, that can be worked on. So really, it's like valuable information that Saturn's bringing us, telling us, you know, hey, pay attention and do some extra work here. Our intention and our attention, Saturn appreciates that. Saturn likes it whenever we really pay attention and work on something. So as I mentioned earlier, Capricorn is an earth sign, and that makes it very practical. And so it has these cardinal qualities. So if Saturn is falling in an angle 1, 4, 7, or 10 houses for you, it makes it in the natural zodiac powerful anyway. So like for Aries, and I'll speak about that in a minute, this is a very powerful transit for the sign of Aries. And so Saturn is going to create that action. The cardinal sign is action oriented. Let's get it going. Let's move it on. And so you see, we're looking at practical, action oriented, and lasting change. Remember, Saturn creates things that last. It creates a legacy if that's what we want and we're willing to work hard enough. Saturn always gives us what we deserve in terms of our work and our effort. So it likes this disciplined and organized approach, and this is probably how it got the name of Taskmaster, right? Is that it wants discipline and organization. Again, anywhere that your life has been disorganized or cluttered, Saturn is going to start to unravel that for you. And it's always better, I say, if we take the action and the initiative first rather than have it, brought to the door, so to speak. That way, we begin to work with the energy instead of against the energy. So I'm going to just use office space, and I kind of mentioned that earlier. If your office is out of control, now Saturn will insist in various ways, hey, it's time to get this decluttered and in control so that you can move everything. And also Saturn likes efficiency because Saturn is the planet of time, and we cannot get that back, right? We cannot get our time back. So it wants you to work efficiently. I really love that this transit is going to help every sign in the zodiac. So it's going to help everybody get more organized and more productive. And you're going to start to see this. You're going to start to see your friends and your family members get really serious about what they're doing or what they want to produce. So Saturn rules the 10th house of the natural zodiac. Okay, so it rules the 10th house of the natural zodiac is Capricorn, and again, it rules Capricorn. So the 10th house is our public status. It's how we appear outside our front door, right? It's our career. It's how people see us in the public. When we become more organized, when we become more disciplined and serious about our work, then this energy of Saturn really helps us to move everything forward. So we can start projects. We can know that our persistence, know that Saturn, it may not be fun, right? When we're working hard, sometimes it's not exactly fun, but we know there is a payoff. We know that what we do today is going to bring something really wonderful tomorrow or the day after. So tidy up those little areas of your life. Tidy up those little areas of your life and get everything, organized. So, I mentioned earlier, it kind of seems like a cosmic conspiracy, right? Because the moon is also moving into Capricorn. So you may notice that you're feeling, because the moon is our feelings, it's our emotions, you may notice that you're feeling more serious. You're wanting to get things done. Down deep, right? This is the moon and the subconscious mind. Down deep that you want to make changes that are good and lasting, right? Good and lasting. So through this transit for the next 36 months, you may be drawn to older things. You may be drawn to older places and people. You might develop an interest in historical sites, historical architecture, ancient places. So this is also, Saturn loves security. Saturn is focused on security. That's why whenever I mention it wants things that last, that are secured. This is a good time to enjoy nature. Capricorn moon is good with solitude, but you just have to be careful that it's not too much, right? That you're not alone too much. And so that you don't isolate yourself. All new moons conjunct the sun, and so we are getting an upgrade here in consciousness about where we're wanting our lives to go, how we want to navigate for Saturn, the next 3 years, it's going to be in Capricorn. And so we're all learning and getting that download here and here, right? The sun is the heart. The moon is also our feelings, our emotions, our past. So you're getting these downloads of like, hey, I really need or want, that's also the moon, to do this with my life. And I have to do it in order, right? There's a technique, there's a method, there is a plan. I need to write down a plan. What is my plan? So Saturn is helping you to put all that together. And the moon there is the emotional component, which when the moon and the mind agree, when they agree on what you want, then there will be forward movement. There will be manifestation occurs when the heart, the mind, the feelings, the moon all agree. Now, whenever the new moon is always conjunct the sun, as I mentioned. So everything is working in a symphony, really, with the planetary movements. The sun and Saturn will be in Capricorn. Now, the sun and Saturn are not friends to each other, and there's a lot of mythology behind that. They're actually very much enemies to each other. But what that means for us is that we may notice that we are we're having some issues with authority, right? Like the boss may say something that just doesn't feel really good, right? Or they may give an order that XYZ needs to be done, and it just doesn't feel right to us. So Sun and Saturn can create issues with authority. You could just have issues with dad or your father during this time. But just know that that's going to work through. The sun will keep moving through the sign of Capricorn. Saturn will stay there. So here's a quick look at what Saturn's going to do for the next 3 years. It's going to be working on everything I'm talking about for each individual sign. I'm just going to give a quick, example of what you might be looking at for each of the signs. So Aries is the first sign of the natural zodiac. And for Aries, Saturn is touring your 10th house of career. So this is a big, big thing for you, Aries, because you're fixing to notice that you're going to have more responsibility. And usually along with that comes a move up in your status, like a promotion. And Aries, you've worked for it. You deserve it. So remember, Saturn gives us what we deserve. So this is going to happen. Remember, it's going to be here for the next 3 years. So this promotion may not happen instantly, like as in today, but you're being looked at. You're being recognized for your efforts, for your hard work, for your persistence, and it's going to pay off for you, Aries. Taurus, publishing, okay? It's time to dust off the bestseller that you've been working on, and you might have been working on it for a really long time, right? And you shelved it for whatever reason. You got disenchanted, or you felt like you weren't able to move it, right? Able to move it forward. So it's time to dust it off and edit it, re-edit it, whatever you need to do, but that it's time to do that now. You may also be traveling over the next 36 months. Gemini, research. Your investigative skills are going to be incredibly accurate. You may be really drawn to the mysteries of life, to the occult. And the word occult just means what is secret, what is hidden, okay? So what is hidden in life? Because Saturn will be touring your 8th house. And this is a mystical and mystery house. And so you may be drawn to all those areas to do research and dive into what you haven't had knowledge of before. It's a good time to do estate planning, get all your insurance, life insurance, health insurance, everything that's insurance, home insurance, all of that. It's time to get that in order. Cancer, Saturn is touring your 7th house. And I've been doing so many readings for Cancer lately. And so I know that Cancer, you know that someone new or your life is about to change in terms of your spouse, your mate, and this includes your business partner. So you may want to be bringing in a business partner. And so this would be a time, especially probably maybe more so when Jupiter moves into Capricorn at the end of March. But you may be thinking, hey, I need some help with moving this forward. And then also, of course, you know, Saturn will be bringing in a steady relationship for you. And practicality. Saturn likes practical and being focused on getting results. So this is great for you, Cancer. Leo, this is going to be a good transit for you. Saturn's transiting through your 6th house. And so this is going to be good for getting your health in order. It's good for serving. This transit is good to really make you really conscientious of your everyday life, your routine, what you're doing, what you need to leave in and what you need to take out, right? Natural products really might be more of interest to you as you go through this transit, Leo. And so healing products that are natural, products that are healing, a more natural healing way to your life will be what Leo is looking for. Virgo, you're going to be drawn to spiritual practices and really techniques. Virgo is the technique expert of the Zodiac. If you want specifics and you want details, and even with manifestation, a lot of times we don't manifest because we're leaving something out. And maybe that step or that minor detail that we didn't think was so important was really important to manifesting. Virgo, you are going to be following a traditional spiritual path. And this is really good for instance, mantra and any manifesting that you want to do with mantra. The 5th house is really good. If you have children, your children are moving their way up in the world slowly and steadily. Okay, Libra, you're going to be drawn to more simple and organized home life. You're probably also the one I'm talking to. The ones I'm talking to are like, I've got to get rid of all of this clutter, right? So I've got to streamline my life and make it more simple. And so you're going to enjoy natural surroundings, quiet surroundings. So this is really good for you, Libra, for building your assets over the next few years. It's a slow and steady growth. Scorpio, your determination and your focus, Scorpio, is about to move you way, way along. And you're going to want more planning. And because you will check those boxes off, Scorpio, because you like things in order and you want planning. So it's going to be concentration. This is going to give you enormous ability to concentrate and focus. That's going to get the job done. Your communication skills will be right on, and they'll also be streamlined. You may be compacting the way you communicate in some way. You're getting down to it, okay? Okay, Sagittarius, slow and steady growth with your money. You're going to get more practical and more, if you have been a spendthrift, that will stop immediately and you will get really focused on, you know, where even your pennies are going. Food, you will want food that's simple, food that maybe is organic, food that is healthier. You'll become more concerned with what you're putting in your body. Money will come to you through traditional methods, through traditional ways. Capricorn, well, you're the lottery winner. Hi, Lotus. You are the lottery winner, Capricorn. Even Lotus is saying that, right? We have to pay attention whenever we hear a sound at the time that we're speaking, because that really gives us a clue as to the truth of what is being said. So Capricorn, you are going to benefit from a schedule and from sticking to it. You're going to benefit because you're going to get really, really focused and driven at the same time. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. Aquarius, you're going to enjoy places of seclusion. You're going to want quiet space, and ashrams and holy sites, meditation centers, retreats. All of these kinds of places will benefit you enormously. And then also you may find that you're drawn to working in a charitable or humanitarian organization, and this would be a really good move for you to make during this time. Pisces, older people that you meet, older even traditional organizations or groups or associations, these are the places for you to go and surround yourself with. These are the people who will help you move along or move up, whatever it is that you're wanting to move forward. Older people will influence you and help you move your life forward if you've been feeling stuck. And you can make gains now through these traditional methods. Okay, so that's everything that I have today for this fantastic transit of Saturn into Capricorn, and I am looking forward to hearing from you and seeing how this is going to help organize you and move your life forward. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.